Hello, this is Joe Pryor of the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, part of Redbud Realty and Associates. Yesterday, I did a market update for the Oklahoma City area, and today I really wanted to expand on some statistics, really to impress upon you that Oklahoma City is fully recovered from what happened in 2007, 2008, the bursting of the real estate bubble. Now, recently, RealtyTrack came out with a statistic saying that nationwide, in general, that the housing market is 65% off from what the peak was in 2006, 2007. Now, you can read that a couple of ways, one of which is, oh my God, we're still 35% under. But when you realize that you had a bubble, that there was not real value on those houses, then what we're really saying is that, let's say, just take 25% off, from values that had no basis in reality, that were being driven by subprime, big banks, and Wall Street, then we really do have a pretty good recovery going on in housing across the board nationwide. Certainly there's some areas of concern, and real estate is local and hyper-local, but that's really, really good. Now let's take Oklahoma City, for example, and what I want to do is contrast 2012 back to 2007. At the end of 2007, that's when we started to see cracks in the walls and where the real estate started tumbling. But 2007 for Oklahoma City was also a high in terms of gross sales, in terms of average cost per square foot, average cost per sale. What happened here is that we did not have a bubble in 2007 because we were in a stage of recovery, so it becomes a question of timing. While the world was going crazy in the first part of the 21st century, we were coming out of that energy bubble burst that happened in 1982, and honestly, it took us 20 years to recover. It's a long time, so it even makes this real estate recovery today even more remarkable, and it shows you what a job Oklahoma City and Oklahoma have done to diversify the economy and be a good place to own a home or invest in a home. So if I look at where our dip occurred, it was in 2010. Now, why 2010? Well, a couple of reasons. First of all, we still existed in the era of easy credit. So with easy credit, anybody can get a loan, liar loans. You know, just come in and they say, oh, sure, you qualify for it. Even though the value was not too high, it was still an issue, still a problem. So what happened is when things started to kind of go down, when the economy sold off everywhere, as it did in Oklahoma, not to the severity of other areas, but it still did, these people were in trouble because they were over their head, they had second mortgages. Oklahoma is a judicial state, which means it takes a long time to foreclose, at least a year. Now, when you put into this mix that the big banks didn't anticipate that, I know there's a lot of conspiracy theorists out there, but they weren't geared up in 2008 for this stuff. And they were overwhelmed with homes coming back to them, with the possibilities of short sales, change in regulations, and honestly, just trying to survive. And they only survived with government money. And so they were ill prepared. So what that meant is that 2 to 3 years past this happening, then our foreclosures started to hit the market in Oklahoma. But they were quickly absorbed because you can see almost a 45-degree angle a year later in 2011 for this market. And so we absorbed that. And now in 2012, if I look at gross sales, total dollars, if I look at average cost per square foot and I look at average cost per sale, it is about the same as the peak in 2007. Our economy is good. Our job market is outstanding. We didn't have a meltdown of subprime loans that took down the prime loans. So the one thing I can tell you right now, if you're interested in buying a home in Oklahoma City, and you are thinking about being an investor possibly in Oklahoma City, is that our values have held, they're solid, our inventory is incredibly low, we are seeing appreciation at this point. It's not something that's crazy, it never is in Oklahoma. But if you're buying right now and you have a good realtor behind you that's going to give you the metrics about what something is worth, you can feel confident you're buying the house at the right price. So, you know, the cliche that was used a few years ago in real estate, it's a great time to be in Oklahoma, is absolutely true. The market is good. The real estate market is good to buy in. We're more than happy to help you find a home. You can contact me at joe@joepryor.com, and hopefully we can kind of help you out. This is Joe Pryor at the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, where we deliver traditional real estate values at the speed of technology.